What the hell? What the hell? What the helly? What the helly on say? What the helly on? What the helly Perry? What the helly Virgin? What the helly Bronte? What the So y'all, I decided to talk about my take on the this Sinners movie, right? I went to see it when it first came out, but I've been kind of pondering on what I think about it compared to like other people's opinions. So the first thing I'm gonna say is this: people don't get mad when I say this. Even though I liked the movie, there was something I did not like that I'm gonna tell y'all that I didn't like. I didn't like the fact of that no matter what it is that people expect from black women, they expect you to sacrifice for them. No, nigga, I'm not doing that. Like, for example, in the movie, right? The whatever brother Annie was with, right? They had a child together, right? And their child ended up dying. What I didn't understand was why is it that he is still expecting like this level of protection from her? When I say protection, he knows that she's connected spiritually, right? To the ancestors to this side. So he, in a sense, uses her to always keep him protected no matter what he does. And because of that, he's constantly protected. Now, in my opinion, why the fuck, why do they expect that? And mind you, she ain't seen that nigga in 5 years. At 5 or 7, whichever year it was. What? Not a postcard, not a money, not a Zelle cash app, back then money or whatever. You get my point though. I'm just like, so you ain't seen this nigga in 5 years. Y'all had a baby that died. You are still in love with him and walking around spiritually giving him your protection. Okay? And you tell me on top of that, when he come back, all he did was say sweet nothings. Girl, and you let him hit? Annie, I'm disappointed in you. I was like, no, we're not doing that. No. And when I tell y'all, I hope this don't sound offensive, but that's the shit that y'all be doing with these men. I hope you clocked that when you saw that movie. Everybody like, oh, it's so spiritual. Did you clock that part though, sis? Why are you willingly and freely giving your spiritual protection to a man? Why is that expected from us as black women? Why do we gotta be connection to you to get you the answer? Why can't you do that shit yourself? You don't do shit no way. Like, even when I think about the whole time throughout that movie, all he did was sweet talk people, smooth talk people, him and his little brother. Okay, him and his brother. Sweet talk this girl, sweet talk the half white girl the whole time. And you telling me these bitches was sitting there waiting on them? I don't know what kind of ping that is, but I don't want nothing about it. You ain't finna have me sitting waiting for somewhere for no 5, 7 some years, and you think I'm finna keep my ancestors watching over you and keep you safe and protected. What? And I'm sitting in a hut broke? Hell no. Y'all. I'm sorry. Forgive me for laughing, but every time I think about that part of the movie, all I thought was like, this is really is real life. Like, this should really be happening like that in real life. And when I tell y'all, I don't care what somebody convinces me of, that is the part of the movie that I did not like. I was like, girl, stand up. And not to mention, after all that, still believing his bullshit, okay, right? She at the door, open the doing all this stuff for him, right? Just to prove how much she loved him, whatever, right? Because she's so in love with this man, okay? The part, of course, that did make me 10 times madder is when whatever happened in the movie at the end, to know that in the end, she still felt the need to come back spiritually to be with him. I don't want that type of love. I feel like nobody is talking about that part of that movie. And that part pissed me off so much because I just really feel like, why are women in general choosing to waste their spiritual gifts, spiritual talents, all this stuff for a man? What did he send you, sis? Not a money. Y'all just don't know how crazy that was. Like, every time I thought about it, I sat there and was like, what in the hell does he have over her? I get it that they had a child together, but still, it's like, girl, And when I tell you, he felt no empathy. Just to end up sitting there alone in the end, right? Okay, y'all, anybody who's seen it know what I'm talking about. But when I saw that part in the movie, I don't know why that pissed me off so much. That just made me be like, so stand up. You deserve better. Don't get him no cat. For what? He was gone for years, doing whatever. Okay, I'm also going to say this too. This going to sound a little bit mean, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I don't know why. Also, you got like black women who feel the need to do the job of that black man's mama. Okay? And what I mean by that is he got a mama, he don't need another one. So I'm not covering you, not spiritually, not nothing. If you have not given me safety and provision, what the hell am I protecting you for? For what? And a lot of y'all women need to hear that. You need to call your power back, girl, snatch your power back. And I'm telling you, stop protecting some of these men. Let them fall. Y'all laughing, but look at what's happening now. I never forget when I seen like the videos of men talking about that whole male loneliness epidemic, which is some made up bullshit. If I've ever heard it, how are y'all in an epidemic? Y'all ain't dying. Like, men so dramatic. That was so dramatic to me. You're not dying. A lot of men just don't want to admit they don't measure up. You didn't evolve. You didn't become a better man, right? You didn't get your money up. You didn't do any of those things. You just sat there playing the same old games that you always play and expect to have the same outcome. Same thing in that movie. He kept playing the same old games with the same old people, doing the same shit he did when he knew them all them years ago, ran off, came back and thought, okay, I'm going to run the same play. Okay? And isn't that the very definition of stupidity, right? Doing the exact same thing over and over again, but you're expecting a different result. Okay, I feel like some women need to hear that. Y'all, that part really stood out to me in the movie the most. I just remember thinking to myself, niggas. Well, until the next one.